Hey you, this is Jasim from CodeBan, and in this video we're going to be setting up the templates for our project. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon near to it. So without any further, let's jump right into it. Alright guys, so I have put a link in the description section for the files, for the zip file, this one, to do files. So you just download it and extract it to a folder and just enter that folder, and in here you can find two HTML files, the home page and the update page, and there is also a CSS folder right in here where we have those styles. So we'll not be discussing about the CSS in this video, as we'll be doing a separate video on how to set up the assets. So with that being said, you just have to copy these two files and come back in our PHP storm. In the resources, views, you just copy by right clicking there and just paste. And with that being said, we have those two routes, those two views here. So you just get rid of this welcome.blade.php as it is not required, because it's just the default page that is rendered by Laravel. So you just delete those stuff and do refactor, and you just rename these two files in the blade.php. So refactor, rename home.blade.php, and in the same way we'll refactor these two, update.blade.php. And with that being said, we have this up and running. Now in the controller, in the app HTTP controllers, we have to do controller right in there, and the function, the default page for the default route, we are turning these welcome view, which is no longer there. We just deleted that. So instead we'll just do our home route, our newly created home route. And with that being said, let me run the server. So it is already running, PHP artisan serve. Now if I go in this URL right in here, you could find that our home page is up and running. So this is our basic template. This is the basic template I have created. It's just a regular one with some bootstrap and all, just a simple theme. So with that being said, now if we look into the home and the update, right, these two, you can find a lot of similarities right in here. You know, all these content, this content is repeated in both the pages. These are the same in both the pages, except the title. We'll discuss about that in later. And you can also see that the undernet, in the undernet we have this section, the scripts and all. It is also the same thing in both the cases. So there is a concept called template inheritance, so we'll apply that one in here. So we'll move all these identical contents into one file, the head section and the footer right in here. We'll move all these into a separate file, and we'll just extend those in these two files. So what I will do is, in the views, just create a new file. We'll call this as layout.blade.php. Now the layout, the name is just up to you. You can use, of course, whatever you want. Now this is just a convention to use layout. So with that being said, we'll move these contents, these identical contents. So I'll just copy this one, I'll just cut this one and paste it in the layout.blade.php, and in a similar way I'll just cut this one, the footer, and I'll paste it in the layout itself. So with that being said, now we'll just also cut this in the update.html, this stuff, and also in the home.blade.php we'll cut the footer. So with that being said, now we have the exact content here in the home and in the update. I'll just close these files, these migration files and all. We just need those blades. So with that being said, now we have the exact content, just that exact content, no headers, no footers, all of them in this file, in the layout.blade.php. Now what I have to do is Well, the content changes right in here. After body, the content changes to this one. If it is in the blade update.php, the content is this one. If it is blade the home.blade, then the content is this one. So it changes after this section, this body section. So herein we could say like at yield something here, the dynamic content, and we'll name this yield as something like content. You could of course say it as a main or something like that. It's just a convention to name it as content. So at yield content, which means you will yield these two items right in here. Now you have to say that at the start at the beginning of home and update, you have to say at extends, and you have to say like layout. So which means you are extending this layout.blade.php, which means everything right in this file will be transferred into this home.blade.php. And in here, this section should comes under the yield section, right? This home section should come here in this section. So all you have to do is just say at section, and the name of the section is content. So the section, the yield is content, which is nothing but the same thing. So at section content will yield the all the contents of the I should say the contents here, all these things right in here in this after the body itself. So with that being said, now I have to end the section, right? We have started a section. At section we have to end that. So I'll just say after this line of code, I'll just say at end section. So with that being said, now it will yield those the whole section right in here wherever we yield that content. So with that being said, we'll do the same thing for the update. First of all, we'll extend from the layout.blade.php without the extension, which means all the contents in the layout.blade.php will be right in here. Now this section, this container is in here, right? Is in the content section. We want to yield that in this one, in the content. So we'll say just like section and just like content. That's it. Now we'll just do the end section at the bottom, at end section. Now with that being said, everything will be perfect. Now if we go back into our home page, we'll get the same exact result. Yes, we got it. We got the same exact result, but with now we don't have any repeated content in both these files. We just have the exact content, not just the repeating content. Now if you want to change something in here, you can of course change only at one place instead of changing it in two places like in home and blade. You just have to change it in the same place. So with that being said, now what we have to focus is on the title. The title changes in both the home and blade, home and update. So in the home it will be like home to do, in the update it will be like update to do. So we have to dynamically change this one. So in order to do that, all you have to do is this one is always the same, this pipe symbol and the to do. The change comes in here, right, in the update one. So all you have to do is just say you just yield something in here. You want dynamic content here, so you start yield, and we'll just name this yield as title itself. Now with that being said, all I can do is come back in the update.blade.php and just say make a new section. At section, name of the section is title, and you just say we want to yield like this is update page, so I'll just say update and I'll just end the section. So with that being said, now I'll just do this in multiple lines so that you can understand. Now with that being said, this is the same thing for the home.blade.php. I'll just do a section, name of the section is title, and we'll just end that section, and in between what we are going to be doing is just say home. Now with that being said, we can of course get the same exact result. The title is there. Now whenever we change this home to something like home, then we'll get that home back in here. That's changing. So it is coming from this one. this section itself. So I'll just revert back to home itself. Now everything is working fine. Now this is the concept of template inheritance, where you do the identical contents in a separate file known as layout.blade.php, and you just yield the dynamic content wherever you want the dynamic content, and you just do the sections. You just extends those layout in every files you want, and you just do the sections with that names and do the dynamic content right in that block. So that's all about setting up templates. Now if you have any doubts or if you didn't understand the concept, please do rewatch the video, as it might be trickier for some people. So with that being said, now if you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment section. And that's it guys, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the very next one.